The thing that makes being a palooka so pathetic is you don't recognize it until you're face down on the canvas. After getting jumped by the Starborn and walking away without a scratch, I was riding high. Took Andreja out to dinner, didn't look back. Maybe Mr. Big got away, but the caper was behind us. Case closed. And then that night, the truth hit me like grav jumping into the path of a kilometer-wide asteroid. It was the dame. It's always the dame, ain't it? Quick warning if you haven't played Starfield. Major spoilers ahead for the quest, All That Money Can Buy. This popped into my head while I was editing the video where I played that quest, link in the description, and it just seemed so obvious that I couldn't believe I didn't see it while I was playing. Okay, hear me out. Whoever coerced Musgrove to steal the artifact had both a motive and sufficient access to Slayton Aerospace systems to get him fired. When Slayton trapped us in the elevator, Issa got us out using access she'd been granted by a Slayton security consultant. That's not something you set up in 5 minutes. I think she had compromised that consultant much earlier to hack the HR system and extort Musgrove. She was also keeping tabs on the scheme before it even started. She knew what we were doing and where the deal would be before Walter even started talking about authorizing a transfer from the discretionary fund. She made multiple suggestions about precautions we should take before heading to the deal, and right before we left, she said she'd be keeping tabs on us. That last item might explain how she knew the ship was impounded and we had a bounty on our heads before we even left the bar, but I suspect she might have tipped off Slayton's security herself to effectuate a confrontation between Slayton and Walter. I'll get to why in just a second. As to motive, she had several, and killing multiple birds with one stone feels like the kind of 3D chess these people play. First, she really loves Walter, but she wouldn't want to hurt his pride by just buying something he's been searching for years and giving it to him as a gift. Second, and probably most importantly, everybody seemed to agree that adding Slayton components to Stroud Eklund's supply chain would be extremely profitable for all involved. But Walter and Slayton wouldn't have made a deal under the previous status quo because of mistrust or pride or both. And finally, we know Issa and Walter do questionable things to keep each other on their toes, based on the conversation we overheard in the previous episode. Risky, sure, but she has inside knowledge of Constellation and had ample opportunity to size up the protagonist and decide they'd be more than capable of keeping Walter alive if he got in over his head. Plus, there are some meta hints. The fact that the quest's wrap-up dialogue options are mostly about the caper itself, but also include the seemingly incongruous "you and Issa are cute together" option, in response to which Walter says he wouldn't trade their relationship for all the money in Neon. Like, why is that there? Even the name of the quest, All That Money Can Buy, seems in hindsight to imply the whole thing was just Issa giving Walter an extremely rare and valuable gift with a nice little LARPing adventure on the side. And, in keeping with the occasionally film noir tone of the quest, like I said at the outset, it's always the dame, ain't it? And that's it. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.